Good afternoon, members of the Fierce Leader Group. I wanted to pop up briefly here today to share a discussion that I had within the last few days and a reflection that I was deepening into. If you think this video is going to be valuable for someone to hear, just let them know, invite them to the group, and there is plenty of videos for this summer to catch up. So I was reflecting on the fact that this summer I feel pretty much needing to retreat a little bit, needing to change the routine. I'm usually very disciplined and self-motivated, and so it's not hard for me to follow a strict routine for a certain time because I'm going to be disciplined to follow that routine. And so what I do usually every single day during a whole year is that every day I have a certain routine, also because I walk with the dogs and I care about them. So I include them in a routine, and I do my workouts, and I do my journaling, and I do the work, and then I do the meals. And so there's a lot of routines that I follow. Not that they're strict, really. It's more that I like to prioritize certain things, and so day after day, it's usually going to be the same priorities. However, this summer has been quite different in a way that I had to take a step back and then reflect, and I realized that it was actually feeling good in the middle of the summer while everybody is more advertising, going out, meeting, doing parties, like being outside and super social as much as possible. I felt the need to be more retreating, introvert into more like self-introspection. And that made me think quite a bit, because then I start to see videos on YouTube where you can find cozy homes and people starting to talk about the fall season. Well, it's not even August yet. And so that made me think a lot. And I had a discussion that made me realize that with COVID happening, we kind of forgot to socialize even more than with the rise of internet. And so we have this misconception that because we're constantly online, because we're constantly sharing on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram, we're sharing videos, we're sharing everything about us, we're posting something that's going on in our days, then we're having the feeling that we're kind of socializing. But actually, the observation that have been made before, and that I also see, is that people just lost the art of communication. But because we're constantly online, we're constantly plugged in with other people online, we believe that we still know how to interact with each other, we still know how to dialogue, we still know how to communicate, we still know the art of building a relationship. And I realized it's just the biggest illusion you can ever have if you believe that what you see online, even listening to me here, is just creating a connection as good as we could have in person. There is something that the in-person can't replace. And even if I've done a lot of trainings online and I have met mentors online and I'm keeping in touch with them up to date, there is different things when you meet the person in person rather than just being content about what you get online. And so I see a tendency for this summer where people are very nostalgic, and I include myself into it, about the 90s, about summer in the 90s. And I've been asking around me in my family, what were we doing before internet? How we were spending our time? What I was doing when I was a little kid? What were you doing when you were a young person and not having all the time the internet and everything? And so one thing came up very clearly. People were meeting each other outside. They were going to friends' places, very clearly. And what happened is that with internet coming, and COVID just came as a topping on top of that, is that people had started to have this access of all the social platform, and they can know who went on vacation and where, and what did they do when they were on vacation, and how it happened, and the flights, and people share so much of their life. It gives an illusion that you know already everything about the person. And so you have the relationship, you have the latest update, you have the latest information that you need to know to catch up. But what happens if you don't look at their Instagram stories or Facebook posts? Well, you don't know what's going on in their life because you don't meet them in person. You don't call them. You don't, maybe not even text, like the old-fashioned SMS. And so we're really lost the art, and I navigate that as well with the generation that I'm part of, because I started without internet, but very quickly, coming the years 2000 something, I had the internet, I had the computer and everything. And with the phone, it just exploded and became just uncontrollable. And so I'm navigating this nostalgia as well, specifically this year, of I need to come back to what really is essential, and the communication and the relationship that I build that are really genuinely built. It doesn't mean I can't build anything online. It doesn't mean you can't have any relationship with distance and with phones and internet. It just means at some point, sooner or later, it's good to see each other. And so what happens is that I feel my generation and the generation after me, they're using the terms as cozy home and cozy places, and like they're getting into very much into the cozy home ideas and romanticizing your life ideas to kind of hide that they don't know how to meet people anymore. They don't know how to make friends anymore. They don't know how to socialize anymore. And so we're having a bunch of young 20, 30 something that are showing a lot of videos online about their own homes, their own interiors. We've not even talking about safety issues it could cause, but it's another topic. They're showing everything about their life. You could literally everything about what they do on a regular basis. And so they're showing you, they're giving you the desire that you also want to create a cozy home. You also want to have this ideal house and home and family life and daily activities. And even though it's very important to take care of a home, it's important to, I do believe at least that how you care about your home is also how you care about other things in life, including yourself. So it's also, I feel, it's used to hide behind the fact that we're actually a lot in solitude, where we're rather not be in solitude. And there is a very fine line between needing the solitude to reset, to regenerate, because some people are more social than another, and some people are gonna be very well with a lot of solitude, some others not. And so the line between needing the solitude and the line between, well, I have so much space and time with myself, I don't know what to do, so let's pretend that I love the cozy home and I'm thriving through creating a cozy interior. Well, I would actually love to make some friends. And so what I see a lot, even if it's very inspiring, it's very, it gives such a homey feeling and such a warm feeling that is usually attached to the fall and winter season. A lot of videos where people show what they do in life and how cozy it is and how this and that it is. It's actually a lot to hide a big emptiness of social life. And so we need to relearn how to communicate. The young generation needs to learn how to socialize, how to interact with other people. That doesn't mean you're gonna make friends at every corner of the street, but you need to learn how to what having interaction is about, and what expectation do you have about making friends or not, or how you behave in society and in groups. And we need to relearn all that. And I feel it's even crazier when I voice it, that we need to relearn that what we actually are, social being. And because in the last decade we've been so much into creating the home decor, the home coziness, and we just lost it, and the next generation just didn't learn to make friends properly. So something to think about. I think it's so important to work on communication and just learning to manage expectation. When we meet people, we don't need to have the best friend right away. We don't need to make people feeling we need them absolutely, but what can we bring to people? What do we have to share that we can bring to people when we meet them? What do we want to share with them? Are we interested and curious about who they are and what they like in life, what they do, and if they like their job, and if they like other activities, and just asking the questions just with curiosity. And it always comes back to curiosity and cultivating curiosity. But we forgot that too. I wanted to share that today, just a reflection. If anything pops up for you by listening to this, just share in comments. I'll be very happy to just read what you think about it and where your mind is going. If you need to re-listen to it, just do as you please. And in the meantime, I wish you a good day. Bye.